What is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I have the Roland MS-1 back out and I want to show you the sequencer mode that is in this. Now this is a very primitive sampler and it does have some really nice sounds in it, but the overall functionality of it is very low level. Can't do an awful lot with it, but strangely it does have a sequencer built in. Now again, this is a very minimal sequencer, but it's really nice that it's got this feature built into it. So today what I thought I'd do is give you a quick run through of how it works and show you some of the sounds that it can generate as well, because they're really nice. Just quickly before we start guys, I want to say a massive thanks to all of you for picking up my drum packs over this weekend while I had the sale on. So many of you went to the shop and picked up packs, and it really does keep me doing what I'm doing here, so I very much appreciate that. If you still want to support what I do, you can head to SPVIDZ.com or check out all the links in the description as well. There's loads of different ways you can support what I'm doing here, and it really does help me to just live basically, and also keep running this channel as well. And then I can buy things like this Roland MS-1 and show you guys how it works. So all the support is really greatly appreciated. Okay, so getting into this one, what I've done here is sampled in some samples, and I've sampled in some drums. They're all from my LOFI Drums Volume 4 pack, so like I mentioned, if you want to pick that up, head to SPVIDZ.com or use the link below. And I've sampled everything in on the lowest quality grade, which is long 2, and I'll put up the grades for you on the screen as well to show you what they are. So I've gone back into pad mode now here on a device, and these are the sounds that I've got. And a couple of things to note about this is I'm running this through the SP404 Mark II and I'm using vinyl sim compression. My settings for that are as follows. I've got 62 comp, no noise, no flutter, and I've got 100% level as well. On the MS-1, if we go to system, I've pitched everything down by 15%, and that's a global pitching, so anything that you've got in the banks is going to pitch it down. So everything is pitched down a little bit, and that's what's giving it that really nice tones. So the combination of the sample rate and the pitching down just really does give it a nice sound. So what I'm going to do now is go over to the sequence mode, which is here. So all you have to do is press the sequence function button, and you can see here it says sequence 1, and that's the volume over on the right there, that's 100. And if you look at the buttons here, you can see the different settings that we've got and the different options. So we've got 4 banks per bank, 4 different places where we can record in a sequence, and then the buttons below are the controls. So you've got reset or back to start, you've got stop, play, and you've got loop. Now this is a little bit similar to the loop capture function on the SP555 in the sense that you can just capture a piece of recording and just loop it round. And what I want to note about this is there's no step sequencer, there's no quantize, there's not even a metronome, so it really is bare bones stuff. I'm going to go ahead and firstly record a sequence which is just the samples for kind of like an intro of a beat, and then I'll do a sequence with drums as well. So I've already been experimenting with these, so I will need to overwrite them. So I'm going to go to record, overwrite sequence 1, and for that I'm going to press yes, which is on the record button. You can see here there's a button that says yes, there's a button that says no. So I'm going to press yes. Now it's gone into standby mode, and what that means is it's waiting to record. As soon as I hit a pad, it's going to start recording. Now because I'm recording as well, there is kind of gear everywhere, and it's quite hard for me to play this device with all the stuff that I've got in the way off camera, but I will do my very best to lay down a sequence here. So let's try and get the samples only for a little intro to a lo-fi beat. And you do have to try and get the loop right by stopping the recording, but one thing that I could do, because I've got the Mark II here, is that I could record these loops into there and do the trimming on here if I wanted to. That would just make life a little bit easier because we've got the waveform view on here, we've got the start end feature, which is just a lot easier than on this. And in fact, in sequence mode, I don't think that even has the option to choose the start and end mode. So if you did get it wrong, you'd have to record the whole thing again. So sequence 1, let's see how that's looped by pressing 8. That's going to play it and loop it continuously. So let's see what that sounds like. And that is not half bad. I think I've got that pretty much spot on. Now I'm going to try it again with the drums. This is probably not going to be as pretty, but if I was just sat down on my own and not recording, I could probably get some better results, but I'll just put this in for the sake of showing you guys. So I've just pressed record there and it says overwrite sequence 1. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to press exit. What I actually have to do is choose sequence 2 first. And now you can see it says sequence 2. And I'm going to go ahead and press record on that. I have actually got something in here already and I do want to overwrite this, so that's fine. I'm going to press yes to overwrite sequence 2 ? And it's gone into standby mode again, so let's try this and see what happens. Okay, that did mess up a little bit there. When I tried earlier, it skipped, but actually stayed in time with the beat and sounded quite nice, but that one didn't. So I'm going to have to record that again. So overwrite 2, yes. Standby again. I think that was pretty close. Obviously, it's very, very fiddly, especially with all the gear that I've got around me as well. Let's see what that one sounded like. So yeah, a bit of a gap there, and to be honest, I would much rather just record it a bit longer than it needs to be and then do the trimming on the Mark II. But guys, the sound of that, isn't that just incredible how nice that sounds? Especially with the compression here on the SP404 Mark II, that blend of lo-fi sample rates and pitching and the compressor, it just really does add up to make it a very, very sweet lo-fi sound. Now, one thing with the sequencer, which is a real pain, and I wish you could do this, is you can't switch between them at all, and you can't cue them either. So I really would have to use a separate device if I wanted to make a full song out of these loops. That's from what I can gather anyway. I have read over the instruction manual and there's nothing in it about that. So I would have to record them into the Mark II or into a computer, into a DAW, one at a time, and kind of piece them together. So I'd go to sequence 1 and I'd press play. And there's no way to go to sequence 2 straight after that. I can't find a way to do that. So then you'd have to stop, go to sequence 2 and then press play on that one as well, or loop. So that loop's a little bit off as well. Again, like I say, I don't think this is really the device for getting perfect loops. It'd be fun to try and make a tape doing it off camera as well, obviously, like I've already mentioned. It would be a lot easier because I've got a lot of stuff in the way of me here. But guys, leave a comment below. What do you think of the sound of that? I think that sounds absolutely amazing, and it's really on the money for that kind of lo-fi sound. If I got those loops onto the Mark II, I could probably dub some sub underneath as well and add some Foleys over the top and make that into a really, really nice lo-fi sounding beat. So I think that's it for this one, guys. I just wanted to show you through the sequencer on the Roland MS-1. Like I've mentioned, it's very, very primitive, but it's kind of fun to use in that sense because there's a lot of limitations, and on this channel and in this community, we like that kind of thing. So it's a fun little device to use, but I definitely think it needs pairing up with something in order to make full beats. So thanks very much for watching. Again, like I mentioned, thanks for the support. If you do want to buy a pack after seeing this video, after hearing these drums, hit the links below, go to SPVIDZ.com and you can pick up Lo-Fi Drums Volume 4 there. Take it easy, guys, keep making beats, and I will be back with more content very, very soon. Peace!